This is the Tormek T-7 Sharpening System. The Tormek T-7 Sharpening System sharpens absolutely everything. If it's a blade and it can be sharpened, this guy can do it. From your chisels and plane blades, of course, to your turning tools and your carving tools, even your kitchen knives, your lawnmower blades, I mean everything. This system here uses a variety of jigs and work holding to hold all those different blades that need sharpening at the correct angle. It can do coarse sharpening, fine sharpening, and even a polish here on the leather strap on this side. There's all kind of jigs and accessories and work holding that makes this a complete sharpening system. Today I'm just going to stick with a straight blade. We're going to do a chisel. Plain blades would be exactly the same, and I'll show you how to set up. We'll take it straight from the factory. We'll go ahead and set the original, the initial bevel. Then we'll go ahead and refine that and polish it and check out how sharp we can get it. Now the Tormek uses a special waterstone grinding wheel here that goes through a water trough and turns very slowly. So there's absolutely no heat buildup, no chance of damaging your tools, and also all the dust that is generated is trapped right in that water, making it a very safe method for sharpening. Now the waterstone on the Tormek is pretty cool in that it can go from a rough or about a 220 grit stone to a fine or about 1,000 grit stone using this stone grater that's included. Now I'm not going to get into too much detail on how that happens, but essentially this waterstone is a 220 grit, which means the grit size is about 220 all the way through. And you expose a fresh new surface using the rough side of the stone grater, so you get to that fresh, sharp 220 grit here on the outside. So whenever you want that, you just apply the rough side of the stone grater to the waterstone and you're ready to go. Now to switch it over to 1,000 grit, you apply the smooth side of the stone grater to the outside of the stone, essentially breaking down those sharp 220 grit to a finer 1,000 grit, but they will stay on the outside of this stone. So now you've got a sharp 1,000 grit surface, micro surface right on the outside that you can use to start polishing the edges of your tools. So whenever you want to do rough work, refresh the outside edge with the rough side of the grater, and to move to finer work, refresh the outside of the stone with the fine side. Now today I'm going to go ahead and set up a brand new chisel straight from the factory. First thing I want to do is set it into the straight jig, which keeps this exactly, our sharpening edge is going to be exactly 90 to the edge of our chisel, which is exactly what we want. So we go ahead and place that into this jig and just tighten it down, and there we go. That's all there is to it. Now we'll take this and just slide it on here, and we want to set up our initial angle, and I'm going to shoot for about 25 degrees here for my bench chisel. Now to set the correct angle, the Tormek includes this handy angle guide. On this side we set the size of our wheel, which could slowly get worn away here on the left. On the right hand side we set the angle we want. Today I'm going to go for 25 degrees. Then we set this side on the stone and this side on our chisel and raise and lower the holder until we get the exact angle that we're looking for. Here you can see that I need to raise it up just a little bit to get our chisel set at 25 degrees. There are two knobs here at the back that lock in the tool holder. And to raise and lower it, there's a handy micro adjuster right here that allows you to dial in your exact setting. Now that I've got my chisel in place and my angle set, it's time to grind. After just about 45 seconds, you can see I've ground almost all the way from front to back. And after about 1.5 minutes, I would say, I've got the whole bevel ground at my 25 degrees. Now it's time to start polishing. To take it to the next stage and get ready to polish, I'm going to apply the fine side of my stone grater to the waterstone. Just give it a little rub, and now we're ready to go. This is the scratch pattern right off the initial grinding. Now we're going to go ahead and start polishing it and refine this scratch pattern. After changing over the stone, the jig is already set up at the correct angle and we can just grind away. After just 30 to 45 seconds, here's the new polished edge at that 1000 grit. Now that we've gone through 220 and 1000 with the stone, I'm going to move over to the polishing wheel and finish it up. I've set the bar down in this position, the horizontal position, using my same jig, set up the angle, and we're just going to go ahead and put a little polish there on the bevel. And finally, I'll just remove that wire burr from the back freehand. Now that chisel is ready to go. And there's the final polished edge. Just a couple of very, very small scratches left in there, the rest highly polished. So now that we're finishing polishing that chisel, how sharp is it? Well, let me take another factory chisel. I've done nothing to this. And let's go ahead and grab a piece of paper and try a little paper test. Really hard to get this started. Just totally tearing out the paper altogether. Can't even get it started in the piece of paper. And then let's go ahead and take our highly polished chisel and try the same thing. Wow, slices right through there. That's awesome. Factory chisel. Newly polished chisel. So there I was able to take a brand new factory chisel all the way straight through a highly polished razor sharp edge in really just a few minutes of work. So if you have brand new chisels or ones that have dings in them or nicks in them, you can start with that rough stone and reset the bevel angle. Then switch the stone over to the 1000 grit and go ahead and start polishing that bevel. And then take it over to the strop and really highly polish to get that razor sharp edge. Now the downside of this Tormek system really is the price. It's pretty expensive. But if you compare it to what you're able to get, say, with a set of water stones where you need some coarse and some fine water stones, and then to get the razor sharp edge, you start really moving up your water stones, plus a way to flatten those stones, then the prices become pretty comparable. This Tormek system can sharpen everything, but some of those may need additional jigs or accessories, so make sure to check that out when you're checking out this system. What I love about it is how fast and safe and easy it is to use. With the water trough here to clean up, you simply empty the water. When you're ready to use it again, put some more water in, you're ready to go. The slow turning wheel and no dust is just awesome. And the jigs keep everything exactly in place, so it's really a no-brainer once you have it set up. This system could be right for you if you have a variety of things that you need to sharpen. You could take them all the way from resetting bevels all the way through to highly polished, all in one compact system. All the jigs keep everything at the correct angle, so it really makes it a no-brainer. If that's the type of thing that you like, this could be the right system for your shop.